Alcaraz. Sinner set up blockbuster U.S. Open final. Carlos Alcaraz overpowered Novak Djokovic in straight sets on Friday to set up a blockbuster U.S. Open final showdown against world number 1 and defending champion Jannik Sinner. Spanish second seed Alcaraz produced a ruthlessly efficient display to end Djokovic's latest bid for a record 25th Grand Slam title, winning 6-4, 7-6, 7/4, 6-2 in 2 hours and 23 minutes. Alcaraz was then followed into the final by arch-rival Sinner, who was forced to work hard by Canadian 25th seed Felix Auger-Aliassime before wrapping up a 6-1, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4 victory on the Arthur Ashe Stadium court. It means that Alcaraz and Sinner will collide in a third consecutive Grand Slam final this year on Sunday, where U.S. President Donald Trump will be among a 23,000 crowd to watch the latest installment of the gripping Sinner-Alcaraz rivalry. Alcaraz won the duo's first meeting in an epic 5-hour 29-minute tussle at the French Open in June before Sinner dethroned the Spaniard in the final at Wimbledon the following month. Alcaraz's victory over Djokovic suggested, though, that he is more than capable of ambushing Sinner in a match where the winner will be assured of the world number 1 ranking on Monday. Beating Novak is special. The 22-year-old 5-time Grand Slam winner has not dropped a set en route to the final, but still believes he has room for improvement. Beating Novak is always special. But I don't feel like I've won anything more than a Grand Slam semifinal, Alcaraz said after downing the 38-year-old Djokovic. It was an important match, but it was just a ticket to the final. Djokovic said he plans to chase more Grand Slams next year, but admitted he was no longer physically capable of matching Alcaraz and Sinner. I'm happy with my level of tennis, but it's just the physicality of it, Djokovic said after his exit. That's something I, unfortunately at this point in time in my career, can't control. Sinner meanwhile appeared to be readying another quickfire win as he sprinted through the opening set of his clash with the rangy Auger-Aliassime. But the Canadian leveled by taking the second set only for Sinner to respond to claim the next two and a return to the final. An amazing season. Sinner, who also won the Australian Open in January, is now only the 4th man in history to reach the finals of all 4 Grand Slams in a single season, joining an exclusive club whose other members are Rod Laver, Roger Federer, and Djokovic. It's been an amazing season. The Grand Slams are the most important tournaments we have throughout the year, Sinner said. The Italians' date with Alcaraz is also a rematch of their famous 2022 U.S. Open quarterfinal 5-setter, which finished at around 2:50 a.m. and remains the latest finish in tournament history. Sunday is a very special day and an amazing final again. I feel like our rivalry started here playing an amazing match, Sinner said in a nod to their 2022 Classic. We are 2 different players now, with different confidence too. Let's see what's coming. We've played each other a lot. We know each other very well. Sunday's final, meanwhile, will have a rare visit from a sitting U.S. president after confirmation earlier Friday that U.S. leader Trump plans to attend the tennis showpiece. Trump's visit, confirmed to AFP by a White House official, is the latest appearance by the U.S. leader at a major sporting event following trips to the Super Bowl in February and the FIFA Club World Cup final in July. For me, playing in front of him, I will try not to think about it, Alcaraz said of Trump's presence. I don't want myself to be nervous because of it, but I think, attending the tennis match, it's great for tennis to have the president at the final. On Saturday, the women's singles final will be decided when defending champion and world number Aryna Sabalenka faces American 8th seed Amanda Anisimova. In the women's doubles final on Friday, Gabriela Dabrowski and Erin Routliffe won their second U.S. Open women's doubles title in 3 years after beating Taylor Townsend and Katerina Siniakova 6-4, 6-4. The Arthur Ashe Stadium lights are ready to burn brighter than ever. The New York night is restless, the hum of expectation floating through the air like a symphony waiting for its crescendo. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, 2 names that have become synonymous with the future of tennis, are now etched side by side on the 2025 U.S. Open final draw. What began as 2 teenagers chasing dreams across junior courts has crystallized into a rivalry shaping the destiny of the sport. The road to glory. For Carlos Alcaraz, the journey to this final has been a demonstration of flair, fire, and fearlessness. The Spaniard, who burst onto the scene with his youthful exuberance, has built a reputation for his lightning speed, impossible angles, and the kind of drop shots that make crowds gasp before breaking into applause. Each step he's taken in New York this year has reinforced his status not just as a champion of today, but as a legend in the making. His semifinal victory was vintage Alcaraz, a blend of power and artistry that left even seasoned analysts scrambling for new adjectives. On the opposite side, Jannik Sinner has carried himself like a quiet storm. The Italian's game is marked by precision, discipline, and a calm that feels almost supernatural in the heat of battle. His journey through the draw was less flamboyant than Alcaraz's, but no less devastating. He dismantled opponents with surgical ground strokes, hitting the ball with a flat, relentless pace that suffocates even the most resilient defenders. The semifinal, where Sinner showcased both mental fortitude and mechanical perfection, underlined what he has become, a player who thrives in the silence of execution. Rivalry reignited. Alcaraz and Sinner have already given the tennis world some of its most unforgettable duels. Who could forget their 5-set thriller at the 2022 US Open, a match many still call one of the greatest of the decade? That night, they ran each other into the ground, trading blows with the kind of youthful intensity that promised a new dawn for men's tennis. Since then, every time they've met, sparks have flown, sometimes Alcaraz dazzling with improvisation, sometimes Sinner overwhelming with his unyielding power. Now, the stage is set for their most significant showdown yet, the US Open Final. This isn't just about a trophy. It's about legacy, about proving who among them will seize the mantle of leadership in a sport that has finally begun to transition from the era of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. Clash of styles. What makes this matchup irresistible is the contrast of their games. Alcaraz plays like a painter with an endless palette of colors. He mixes finesse and explosiveness, his racket strokes often looking like brushstrokes on canvas. He thrives on chaos, creating magic out of improbable positions. Sinner, on the other hand, is an engineer. His tennis is blueprinted with structure, logic, and efficiency. He thrives on rhythm, on repetition, on precision that breaks down an opponent point by point, rally by rally. Where Alcaraz wants the crowd roaring after a sudden flick of brilliance, Sinner wants silence, his dominance quiet but undeniable. When these two collide, it becomes a duel between art and science, between improvisation and calculation, between fire and ice. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.